Hello again. Pastor Timothy Flunker here, Board for Home Missions Hispanic Outreach Consultant. I'll have to admit, I'm a very blessed individual. Born in Iowa, lived in Stockton, Kansas, where my father was a pastor. And if you're unfamiliar with Stockton, Kansas, that's okay. Its claim to fame is that it's exactly halfway between Kansas City and Denver. And in those days, in the early 70s, the Trailways bus stopped in Stockton, Kansas. But I'm here today because in 1974, my father got a letter from the Wisconsin Synod Board for World Missions that asked him to consider being a missionary in Puerto Rico. In fact, it took about 2 to 3 days for my father to find an atlas in a library that would actually tell him specifically where Puerto Rico was found, a small island 1,000 miles southeast of Miami. And my father, being the adventurous person that he is, took that call, and we went along. So I am in a role today because I grew up in Latin America. I grew up where I was the minority. I grew up learning Spanish, which some days clearly outplayed my English. In fact, after a couple of years of living in Puerto Rico, my mother had a small unwritten rule. When we're in the house, we speak English. Because she probably was rightly concerned that a few of us might lose our ability to speak English clearly. That's because in Puerto Rico at that time, everything was Spanish. I learned very quickly to communicate with my friends. They didn't speak English, so I learned Spanish. It's because of those gifts that I had in my youth that I am able to thank God today and repay Him, perhaps, by serving as the Hispanic Outreach Consultant for the Board for Home Missions. You'll see in the next couple of slides that I will narrate that I have a unique position. I don't serve a parish. Instead, I work with any congregation to lead them to see the opportunities that exist around them, to bring Hispanics into the Word of God and into their community of believers. Let's take a look at a couple of those slides. Besides serving as the Board for Home Missions Hispanic Outreach Consultant, I'm also a father, blessed with 3 children and 3 grandchildren. I also help the seminary in teaching future men who speak only Spanish in their seminary duties. It's something that I truly enjoy doing and find myself doing frequently as God gives me opportunity. As I go forward and think about all the things that God has blessed me to do, the one that hits me the greatest is what you see on the screen today, working with individual congregations and helping them see the reality that it is truly not just a program, another thing we do as a church, but rather a philosophy, a way of doing ministry that permeates all of our activities, not just on Sunday, but Monday through Saturday as well. When I'm asked where I serve, often by people that I'm traveling next to, this is the answer that I give them. From Anchorage to Miami, from New York City all the way out to California, and every place in between. And I help them with mission festivals and methodology training, and especially answering their questions to help individual congregations overcome the cultural barriers and the language barriers that may exist. Above all, my philosophy is pretty simple. As you see right here, it's lead, let, and leave. I'll walk in front of them. I'll do it. I'll go door to door with them. I'll talk to anybody, any place. But then I need to observe them doing it, because eventually it is their ministry and I need to leave, because honestly, my wife likes to see me from time to time. If you have a reason to reach out to me, or your congregation is seeing the growth of Hispanics in their area, please reach me by calling 920-217-2704. That's my cell phone number. Or also by emailing me at flunker.tim@gmail.com. May God bless your day.